Alright, welcome back to Beer, Bacon, and Blows of the best Christmas movie bracket. Starting off with Christmas Vacation versus Santa Claus. Keith, what you got?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to stick with Christmas Vacation here. I think it's just one of those all-time classics. It's going to, it's definitely what I'm going to pick out of those two. If I'm going to sit down and watch a Christmas movie, it's going to be the Christmas Vacation over Santa Claus. Santa Claus is good, but Christmas Vacation is just that much better.
Yeah, I mean, we put Christmas Vacation at the top bracket. We just kind of slid Santa Claus in there. I'll be honest, we put this out on Instagram, and thanks for those followers that are voting on our Instagram polls. Obviously, if you're not following us on Instagram yet, it's beer_bacon_bros. We do a lot of content out there. 57% chose Christmas Vacation. I'll be honest with you, I really thought Christmas Vacation and I don't want to say cult following, but the big following that it has would have been a little bit higher. Even my wife was actually upset. She was like, why would you put these two against each other? Because the Santa Claus is always going to lose.
Yeah.
And Santa Claus is apparently her favorite Christmas movie. But for me, Christmas Vacation 2, it just kind of runs in my family a little bit. This was an easy vote. Obviously, Alex's not with us, but he got his votes in, so he's taking Christmas Vacation as well.
It's a clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
So there's 3 Christmas movies I watch, or 4 Christmas movies I watch every year. It's Christmas Vacation, either Santa Claus 1 or 2, either one, great movies. Elf, and A Christmas Story.
Okay. Yeah, those are the 3 I watch too.
Okay.
The only time I watch A Christmas Story though is on Christmas Day. No, on Christmas Day. When it plays that 24 hours on like TNT or TBS.
TBS.
That's when I watch it. Granted, but still, I do watch it. Try to watch it every year.
You gotta watch it at least 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the day.
Well, the next matchup is a pretty heavy one. It's the Grinch versus Polar Express. I was honestly,
this is hard for you.
This is really hard for me. I mean, these are actually 2 of my favorite 3. So, for me, this will be a hard one. It was not a very hard one on the fan vote. The fan vote actually took 69% on the Grinch. This is the 1966 Grinch, if you haven't watched our first video. So that animated Grinch is kind of the original one.
Right.
And so the public vote going Grinch. Alex went Polar Express.
I think I voted Grinch on the Instagram polls. Yeah. But as I kind of kept thinking about it, I'm going Polar Express actually.
I'm going Polar Express too. And again, this was hard because before there was even a movie, my mom was reading the Polar Express book copy to us on Christmas Eve. So this just runs deep for me. So Polar Express will be my vote as well.
My vote was for the Grinch.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm with you with the public. We're sorry. I'm sorry that these guys kind of screwed up for us. But.
Well, it probably runs a little bit deeper with our generation too, because it was like when we were kids, like right in that age where you were remembering things, but you were also so young that it was magical for you.
Yeah.
The Polar Express came out, so. But public may not be happy with it. Wait till the public sees what one of this is one of the other final ones, but. All right, so on that bottom half, we've got Christmas Story and the 1964 version of the Rudolph version. Public voting 59% on Christmas Story. Alex himself voting on the Rudolph.
Christmas Story, all day.
Ooh. Yeah,
it's one of those movies. I watch it every year. I watch it at least 3 or 4 times. I mean, it's just that's my go-to right there. So like Adam said, Vacation, Christmas Story, Elf. Those are the 3 that I watch all the time. So
which one did you vote?
Oh, I would vote Rudolph. The 1964 version of the Rudolph, the claymation version of Rudolph, is my favorite Christmas movie. It is the one that I do watch every single Christmas. So I mean, it's for me, but It
is a classic Christmas movie to watch, though.
And I know the Grinch was big. I know even the Frosty was another big one. But I think the 1964 version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is the original Christmas movie. Like above all and be all, it is the one that transcended Christmas movies.
Well,
yeah, between that and
Miracle
on Coming to Town.
Miracle on 34th Street
is the really old version of Middle
The black and white version of the 30s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 47 or whatever it was.
Yeah, 30s, 40s, whatever it was. Yeah.
That was another one that really lived on.
Yeah, I mean, but just for me, I think that was the one that everyone actually loved. Everyone had seen and everything like that. So. But not as far as Christmas stories are really good. Though I mean, I remember my dad. I watched that movie with my dad for the first time, and the Red Rocket rifle thing.
Red Rider.
Yeah, it'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a staple. Like when you make that, you reference that. Everybody knows what you're talking about. So.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Everybody knows it.
So the bottom part going into our semifinals now. This is a really tough one. I actually think. Personally, for me, I know the Grinch and Polar Express is the hardest, but I think for the public, this is the hardest matchup. Home Alone and Elf.
Elf. 100%.
I love both movies a lot, but I said this before, even when we were doing our sports movies bracket, I'm a big Will Ferrell fan.
Elf all the way.
Yeah, I mean,
and
Home Alone actually got the public vote 61%, which shocked me.
That shocks me too.
I think that Elf,
especially
has such a big following,
especially of our generation.
Oh,
and kids
yeah,
that's basically that's 2-1. I mean,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I was shocked that Home Alone was winning the public vote. Alex even voted Home Alone as well, but I'm going to be with you guys. I think there's no way you can't put Elf in this. I think Elf. Whether I don't personally love Elf like the way other people love Elf, like even yourself love Elf, but
I just like Will.
He just likes Will Ferrell in general.
As an actor and as his character in Elf, I like.
But the movie itself is so quotable. I mean, there's so much to it that you could. Everybody quotes all the time. Yeah. Bye, buddy. But I mean, between that, it's got Peter Dinklage in it. I mean, come on.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do. Tyrion Lannister.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in there.
Peter Dinklage, the dude, he was in Marvel movies too. He was the big.
Yeah, I know.
They made the midget the big giant guy.
Yeah, I don't know him by I don't know him by his name.
He was the guy that did the books. It was when Elf or Buddy came in and was like, he's an angry elf.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's like, you call me elf one more time, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah.
But I feel like growing up with maybe even kids a little bit younger than us, like this was a generational movie. Like when we had Polar Express, kids younger than us have Elf. Like that's their Christmas movie.
And for Elf, it came out in 2004, so that'd have been right when you guys are like 10
years old.
You're picking up things, you're remembering things.
I was
unfortunately 17.
But either way, so yeah, that was a generational.
2004?
Yeah.
Dang.
I could drink illegally in 2008.
Yeah.
So I am surprised though, like you said, that the public vote went with Home Alone instead of Elf.
I know, I'm very surprised by that too. I figured Elf would have the public.
And what I think kind of gives it a little backstory to Elf. Like Will Ferrell thought that was like a flop for his career.
He thought that was awful.
He thought it was gonna flop. That was gonna be the end of it. And it was a
home run.
Yeah,
out of the park.
It was awesome.
Out of the park.
And people loved it.
It was a Jorge Soler home run. I mean, just completely out of the park.
So we'll go back to the top of the bracket, and so we're down to 4. You got Christmas Vacation versus Polar Express, Christmas Story versus Elf. So the top part of the bracket, Christmas Vacation and Polar Express.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
All day. I mean, I know Polar Express is good, but Christmas Vacation is just one of those movies. Yeah, Christmas Vacation.
All right, I'll.
What you got?
I gotta go Polar Express. That's just me personally. I mean, I know that Christmas Vacation is an awesome movie. Got a cult following. I don't love it as much as other people love it, or probably even love it at all in general. But Polar Express runs deep, so my vote's always gonna be Polar Express.
Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Again, it's just because I watch it every year.
Yeah.
Polar Express, if I happen to catch it on, or if the girlfriend, hey, let's watch it, and she recommends it, we'll watch it. But even her, she would pick Christmas Vacation. Like that's something that they always watch too, and so it's been a big movie in their family too. But and then Alex
He's voting Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
You ain't got to tell me.
It's Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation's his movie the whole ride. So, all right. So we got Christmas Vacation. Moving on to the finals, and now we got the bottom half of Christmas Story and Elf.
God, that's
tough.
That one's tough for me.
That one's harder for y'all than the Polar Express and Christmas Vacation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think for this, just because of how many times I've seen it, just because they show it nonstop every friggin' year, I have to go Christmas Story here. It's with it being as quotable as it is, just the whole thing. I have to go Christmas Story.
Alex is also voting Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Chris?
I'm going to vote Christmas Story
Okay.
again. I think it's a more quotable movie. I think it's just kind of a staple that stuck along. I like Elf. I don't love Elf.
Man.
But,
Sorry, Adam, you've been voted off.
I haven't voted yet. But these are the two movies that I watch every year.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, easy.
Yeah.
Every year I'll watch them at least twice.
Yeah, this is for you how Grinch and
Yes.
Polar Express was.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's so
But-
Right.
I know for a fact I'm always gonna watch Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always and
Christmas-
forever.
Christmas Story. As long as it plays on Christmas Day, you better believe
It's gonna be on a TV somewhere in the house.
Absolutely. It will be on in the living
It'll
room.
be on the big TV in the living room.
While presents are being opened, Christmas Story will be on the television.
Full sweep on the Christmas Story.
Elf is a great
Full
movie, and I will be watching it here in the following days.
Oh yeah, we'll watch it. Somebody's gonna watch it.
How often is it that all four of us agree on a movie when it came to one of these movie brackets? Probably never.
With the Christmas, never.
Yeah.
We all agreed on some of the sports movies, but the Christmas movie, I don't think, because that first round, y'all were opposite of me on everything.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, championship matchup: Christmas Vacation and Christmas Story. I mean, you had to get down to it eventually. You knew it was going to be difficult to make it a final.
You knew this is where it was going
no
to
matter no matter who the two. I didn't think that, but no matter who the two movies were going to be, you knew it was going to be a tough matchup. So,
Well, I knew Christmas Vacation was probably going to make it.
I kind of felt that way too. I mean, Polar Express was probably the only thing that could have possibly knocked it off, but
Yeah. But there was a lot of strong movies coming out of the bottom half of that bracket.
Yeah.
With Christmas Story, Home Alone, and Elf.
It's hard.
Oh.
Because these are like my two favorite Christmas movies.
I'll go first.
Yep. Go ahead.
Christmas Vacation is going to get my vote. Mostly because I think it does carry that bigger cult following. I think it's just... I mean, when it gets this time of year, everybody on Facebook is sharing the shitters full,
shitters full. Why is the carpet wet, Margot? No, Todd.
The whole cutting of the tree, bend over and
I'll show you. Yeah,
wasn't talking to you, but I mean, it's
the office
so,
party scene. Have Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself.
So,
Asshole.
I mean, it's such an iconic movie. It carries that big cult following. It's deep in my family. My family loves it. Alex obviously is a close best friend of mine. He loves, and you ain't got to tell me. I know which one.
We could.
Yeah, I know he's voting for Christmas Vacation too.
I'm going on Christmas Vacation.
I don't want to vote.
Yes.
I want to vote.
Yes.
But, I mean, thinking about it, I watched A Christmas Story before I really got into Christmas Vacation. So...
Well, you probably weren't old enough to watch Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Story came out in the early 80s, too.
No, I'm just saying, like, you weren't of a mature enough age to watch Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. But my vote, I think, for this would have to be Christmas Story. I mean, between him, Ralphie getting just his dad.
Shoot your eye out.
The dad getting the major award, and it's the
the
leg lamp, and fragile. It must be Italian. I'm gonna have to go Christmas Story.
Okay. Well,
we
appreciate you, but
I know, but Christmas Vacation. I mean, that's really
Secret Annie's
Secret Annie's little decoder ring.
Yeah.
And all it said was drink more Ovaltine. He thought it was like some big secret, and all it was drink more Ovaltine.
No. Well, so your champion is Christmas Vacation. Obviously, like we said, this was kind of a rush, put together bracket late in December, or not late December, but early December. So
trying to get it out before Christmas.
We'll make a full big spread. We'll get more involved. We didn't have a Scrooge movie in this. I just thought about that.
We talked about putting like the Muppet one from that Disney did, but we ran. I mean, we just ran out of movies.
Yeah, so we'll make sure we
can always revisit this.
Definitely next year. We'll start it in November, so we can at least get everything. We can get a big, huge bracket.
And we'll do better about the public voting on it so that we can get it set up. But Christmas Vacation wins.
I mean, I'm not mad about that.
If you had to look over the movies, give me somebody that didn't make it out of the first round that you think might win one or two of the matchups in a bigger bracket setting. Because I know one that I think.
I think Die Hard could win one. I think Bad Santa could win.
Bad Santa was a funny one.
I think Fred Claus could win. Christmas with the Cranks could make it a round or two. Miracle on 34th Street. If you put it on another side, I think it could make a run.
Okay.
So, if you didn't put it up against Christmas Vacation in the first round, I think it could have made a little bit of a run.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think for me personally, actually, I think it was the Frosty, the 1969.
I figured you were going to say Frosty.
I mean, that is such a
the animated one.
Yeah, such another iconic. Like the young Grinch or the older Grinch animated one. I think Frosty could make a couple runs. I think Fred Claus.
Well, so would you have put in the newer Grinch on the other side of the bracket versus the 1986 animated?
I think you could have. I think you could have put it on.
Like if you would put that one in instead of
if you have it on opposite sides, I think you can put it in because I don't think the real life version of the Grinch is going to make it to the finals.
That's Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah.
So
that's actually Alex was actually more of the Jim Carrey fan, the newer.
He liked
Grinch
the Jim Carrey one
than the animated one. I
Correct.
think you were a big animated guy.
I went with the classic. I went with what everybody thinks about when they think of.
I mean, I like the animated one just as much.
I like the Jim. I'm with Alex. I like the Jim Carrey one.
So yeah, I mean, I think if you put them on another side of the bracket, I think they can make it to maybe like a Sweet 16, maybe an Elite 8.
Yeah.
But depending on what they go up against, I don't think they're going to make it to like a Final Four or a Finals.
I do believe like you could put Christmas Vacation, Elf, Home Alone, like all three of those in different corners.
Yeah. And they'll probably still
they would make it to a Final Four match.
I'm sure that you'll still see a lot of the same. Like if we redo this, you'll see a lot of the same movies making it as deep.
You got those some Hallmark Christmas movies on there,
Oh well, I mean,
the Netflix ones.
Well, honestly, we put Christmas Chronicles on there. I think Christmas Chronicles.
Christmas Chronicles was a great one.
And it got a lot of popularity on Netflix a couple years ago. So.
It was a good movie.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure we could get it in here on that. So, but all right, well. Christmas Vacation is your champion of the
2021
best Christmas movie brackets, brought to you by Beer, Bacon, and Bros.